first main X-Men film, the 2000 X-Men film. One of the most important superhero films of all time for the history of superhero films, for helping superheroes get mainstream attention, and for superhero franchises becoming a big thing. So it's definitely a huge part of film history. I think that a lot of people don't look upon the 2000 X Men film as favorably, though, as they likely did back in 2000. I think there have been talks about whether or not it holds up the best and if it's just a setup film. I could see how people could look at the 2000 X Men film as just a setup film. I think that has a big part of the film, but I do feel that there's more to the 2000 X Men film than a setup film. Because there are some characters that have good character arcs. Wolverine, who already, even back in the first main X Men film, was already taking over a big part of the film, but he has a good character arc, growing to trust others more, and he doesn't feel like stuff's just being set up with him. Like, some stuff is being set up, but he has more to it than just that. He does change as a character. Rogue actually has a really big role in the film, and she gets to go through some stuff, and it doesn't just feel like setup. It feels like she is a well thought out character. Senator Kelly has an interesting storyline, and he doesn't just feel like a setup character. And Magneto already, by the first film, already a really interesting character, a multi-layered character. Feels like there's a lot of complexity to him, where he is definitely the main villain of the film, but there is a lot of nuance to him. He has sympathetic qualities. He has intentions that could at least seem somewhat good, not the typical sort of villain that's like doing evil stuff because of wanting power and money. It feels like there's a lot more to Magneto, and he is fascinating in the film. When it comes to a lot of the other characters in the film, it does feel like setup stuff, supporting heroes and supporting villains. Uh, but even in that, they're still fun, played by really talented people. So even if they're not the most well developed characters and don't get the most screen time, at least they're fun to watch. I enjoyed the supporting characters. Cyclops really deserved a bigger role in the film, which became a recurring thing in the X Men films. Even as early as the first film, it does feel like Cyclops isn't getting the most to do, where he shows up a somewhat decent amount, but it doesn't feel like he really stands out as the big definitive X Men leader. Uh, Patrick Stewart as Professor X, arguably the greatest casting choice ever made for anything Marvel. Just absolutely amazing. Love Professor X so much, and uh, he does get a decent amount to do. Not a lot of character development or character arc, but he's great, and I love the interactions between him and Ian McKellen as Magneto. Fantastic stuff. Uh, Amazing casting, lots of really good choices for the characters, and it is a serious film, but it's still a fun action film. And there are things about the film that could seem dated. The characters not having comic accurate costumes, which is disappointing. I don't think it ruins the film, and the costumes they have in the film, they aren't my personal preference for the X Men, but I don't think that they're bad. I think they're still cool enough for the film. I would have preferred comic accurate costumes, but I don't think that really hurts the film or anything like that. So I think that the first X Men film is good. It's not as interesting on a story level and character level as some of the films that came afterwards, but I still think it has a lot of value to it.